You know that feeling, right? When someone walks into a room and everything just kind of shifts. There's no big intro, no fancy title, just this palpable change in the energy. Well, that right there, that's executive presence. And it's the silent superpower we're going to break down today. Yeah, people often call it an invisible aura, something that just commands attention without ever having to demand it. But here's the secret. The most important part, this isn't some mystical charisma you're just born with, and it's definitely not about power or authority. No, it is a skill. And just like any other skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can master it. Okay, so let's dive in. The single biggest roadblock that stops people from developing their presence is this myth, this idea that you've either got it or you don't, that it's basically a genetic lottery. But that's just flat out wrong. The reality is that presence is built. It is not something you're born with. You construct it piece by piece through real, conscious effort, through awareness, and through practice. So it's about shifting your mindset from, well, I hope I have it, to, I know I can build it. And that all starts with what we call a learning mindset. So you're not trying to prove to everyone how great you are. Instead, your entire focus is on improving yourself. Think about a master chef, right? They aren't trying to prove they can cook. They're constantly tasting, tweaking, and refining that signature dish. That's the mindset we're after. All right, so with that mindset in place, we're ready for our first actionable step, the self-audit. This is where you, quite literally, become your own coach and take a really honest look in the mirror. And that whole process kicks off with this very simple but incredibly powerful question. When you walk into a room, a meeting, any kind of presentation, how are you actually perceived? I mean, not how you hope you are, but how you really are. You know, the best way to do this is to review your own game footage. I'm serious. Record yourself in a meeting and then just watch it back. Pay super close attention to these things. Are your gestures open or are they kind of closed and guarded? Is your voice calm? Is it paced or is it rushed and, I don't know, a little uncertain? Are you making real eye contact? Do your facial expressions actually match what you're saying? Heck, even your outfit tells a story before you ever say a word. So once you have that self-awareness, you are ready for the second major step. And this one is a total game changer. It's all about shifting your focus from yourself to your audience. This quote right here perfectly explains the whole idea. Think about it. When you're stuck in your own head worrying about your performance, your energy gets all anxious and it faces inward. But the moment you shift your focus to the people in front of you, your energy starts to flow outward, and that's what creates connection. This is about changing that little voice in your head. You stop asking, how do I sound? Do I look nervous? And you start asking, how do they feel? Are they engaged? Are they feeling inspired? That one tiny change dissolves self-doubt because you stop performing and you start connecting. And that brings us right to the final step. This is all about taking these conscious actions and turning them into unconscious habits. We call it the practice loop, and it's where awareness finally becomes instinct. The process itself is a really simple, repeatable cycle. First, you prepare what you're going to say and you practice how you're going to say it. Then, and this is key, you get feedback from people you actually trust. And finally, you take that feedback, you reflect on it, and you refine your approach for the next time. It's just a continuous loop of getting better. And when you ask for feedback, please don't ask vague questions. Instead of, so how did I do? Ask something targeted. For example, did my presence feel confident, or did it maybe come across as a little distant? Or did I sound decisive, or was I a bit defensive? This kind of specific feedback is absolute gold. So, how does this all come together? Well, let's go back to our MasterChef analogy, because it really ties these 3 steps together into one really powerful idea. Your presence is your unique signature recipe for leadership. Tasting your own dish to see what it's like, that's your self-audit. Thinking about your diners and what they're going to enjoy, that's the audience shift. And constantly tweaking the ingredients based on their reactions, well, that's your practice and feedback loop right there. So I'll leave you with a final thought to mull over. If every single meeting, every conversation, every presentation was a short trailer for the movie of your life and your career, what story would your presence be telling right now? Is it the one you actually want to be told? Because ultimately, this is the most important thing to take away. Executive presence isn't something you just stumble upon or discover one day. It's something you build, you shape, you earn. It is forged in awareness, in practice, and in the decision to show up as the leader you truly want to be.